Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about all the different editions of the upcoming release of the WWE 2K video game. So the latest game in the franchise is going to be WWE 2K24. In this video I'm just going to aim to tell you the differences between the four editions of the game that are being released on the 8th of March. So we've got the Standard Edition, the Cross-Gen Edition, the Deluxe Edition, and the 40 Years of WrestleMania Edition. One thing I will say for this video is to pay close attention to the details of the Standard Edition, as they carry through to each edition of the game on top of everything else. Also, just for reference for this video, I'm going to be using information that is to knowledge of my own anyway, but also from a website called screenrant.com, which I'll link in the description below. So obviously to start with, we've got the Standard Edition. So on old gen consoles, which is your PS4 and Xbox One. So for each one, I'm going to say in pounds and dollars what the price points are going to be. So for the Standard Edition, we've got $59.99 in dollars and pounds for old gen, which is your PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. To me, this doesn't seem right, but it's what I found. Xbox tends to do a disc which would work on a Series X and an Xbox One console, I've found. I'm not quite sure how that works with PlayStation, but anyway, to move on to the features. So if you buy the Standard Edition on or after the release date of the 8th of March, all you will get is the game on its own. So the Standard Edition will be available physically via a disc, but also digitally on all consoles, but is exclusively digital if you're buying on a PC. If you pre-order the Standard Edition, you get 3 bonus cards for the Myfaction game mode, which include Mattel Cody Rhodes, which is basically the figure of Cody Rhodes from the Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins where he tore his pec. Similarly to how in WWE 2K23 you got a John Cena Mattel character. You also get Dusty Rhodes from 1976, and you also get Cody's dog Pharaoh as a manager card. You also get the Nightmare Family Pack DLC as a pre-order bonus, which includes Superstar Billy Graham, again Dusty Rhodes from 1976, Stardust, which is obviously one of Cody's old characters, and Undashing Cody Rhodes. You also get a 1-month free subscription to Peacock if you're from the US. So now moving on to the cross-gen edition of the game. This is going to retail at £64.99 and $69.99. As I said before, everything you get in the Standard Edition is included to what else I say here. So the cross-gen edition is a good idea if you're planning to upgrade your console, so Xbox One to Xbox Series X or S, or PS4 to PS5 before WWE 2K25 comes out. Also with the cross-gen edition, you get a copy of WWE 2K23 for the console that you're on currently. And finally, it includes a copy of the game for previous generation consoles, along with the option to upgrade when you do eventually get that next console. And it's also only available on consoles, as there's no need for a digital upgrade with a PC. Next is the Deluxe Edition. So this retails at £89.99 and $99.99. So again, as I said before, everything from the standard, plus you get a My Rise Mega Boost, which is essentially 200 extra in-game points to level up your character quicker, which potentially makes gameplay more fun, as you're going to have better stats on your character to use in that mode quicker than if you didn't have the My Rise Mega Boost. You also get some evolution cards for the Myfaction game mode of the cover stars of the Deluxe Edition, which is Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. If you've not played Myfaction before, that is basically you're potentially going to get a emerald version of the superstars, and then you could potentially level them up to ruby or diamond, etc. You also get a supercharger, which unlocks all of the superstars on the roster of WWE 2K24 at launch. And you also get a lot of legends in that. You get a lot of title belts, you get arenas. I'll put on screen some of the things you got purchasing the supercharger for the WWE 2K23 game. Next, you get a season pass, which would essentially give you access to all of the game's DLC after release. If it's anything like WWE 2K23, there will be 5 DLC packs, which would cost you somewhere in pounds between £5 and £8 for a release. So if you think of that times by 5, the season pass is going to be cheaper than buying all of those individually, if that's something you'd be into. So you also get WWE 2K23, similarly like to the cross-gen edition, you would get a copy of WWE 2K23 to play now to tide you over until WWE 2K24 releases. And personally, one of my favourite features is the 3 days early access, so this would give you access to play the game on Tuesday the 5th of March as opposed to Friday the 8th. And finally, the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, which retails at £104.99 and $119.99. This edition of the game is digital only, it's not available to purchase physically via discs or in stores. Similarly to every other edition before, you get everything that was mentioned in the deluxe edition, which obviously includes everything that was in the standard edition. There is additional content that is unique to WrestleMania 40, which I believe is a WrestleMania 40 arena. However, that won't be available at launch because obviously WrestleMania 40 won't be for until a month after the game's release. It's said to be scheduled to release in summer 2024, so I'm assuming you're probably looking between June and September for that. You also immediately unlock all of the superstars that are in the game's showcase mode. I hear a lot of criticism about the showcase mode. A lot of people don't like how it switches between real life graphics and gameplay. So a lot of people don't like playing that mode, but they tend to play it to get the unlockables in it because there's the incentive of unlockables in that mode. So if you're one of those people who doesn't like playing the showcase modes, this could potentially be an option for you, as you don't have to play the showcase mode. You will just unlock all of the wrestlers in that instantly. I'm unsure on the cosmetic items though, but I would imagine you would get the cosmetic items, and by cosmetic I mean like arenas, etc. It also says it includes additional content which is unique to the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition of the game, but as far as I'm aware, details haven't been released on this yet, but there will be more. And finally, there's 5 unique attires for playable wrestlers as they've appeared in some of their best WrestleMania matches in their careers. You would have the Macho King Randy Savage from WrestleMania 6, Rey Mysterio from WrestleMania 22, Triple H from WrestleMania 30, Charlotte Flair from WrestleMania 33, and finally Rhea Ripley from WrestleMania 36. In addition to that, you will also get a gold Myfaction card for all of those, which although a gold Myfaction card doesn't seem a great incentive, gold Myfaction cards right at the start of the game are quite good, as you're mostly dealing with bronzes and silvers at the start of the game. Let me know in the comments which edition of the game you'll be buying. For reference, I'll be buying the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition. I've already pre-ordered it, so it's on the way. I'm hopefully going to be making some content on it, which would be cool. But yeah, I hope this video was useful in some way to sort of help you understand the differences. What I might do is I might leave my notes for this video in the description in some form, just to give you a bit of a recap, or you can just read through them to see if it can help you understand it better by reading through it. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope this was helpful in some way. Cheers.